Hey, it's me again, it's Andy Blanks, and we are here doing a teacher prep video for the Pause Session 2. Now, this is really a cool session. This is the one, really the first session where you're leading your students in some real practical application of these concepts. And so you've led them to understand the importance of the pause. You've defined it for them. Either you have, or your large group leader, or both. You know, and we'll do it again. That hitting pause is seeking God in silence and solitude through prayer and Bible study. And so this is the part where you actually get to challenge them and teach them what it means to hit pause and seek God in prayer. Now, of course, we use the Lord's Prayer as a model of this, and it's interesting to note that when the disciples, scholars think they must have seen Jesus praying, and that there was something different about the way Jesus prayed compared to how they had been taught to pray, or how the Pharisees, the religious leaders, prayed. And so at some point they walked up to Jesus and said, Rabbi, teacher, teach us how to pray. And so they'd seen Jesus modeling this dynamic relationship with God the Father, and they wanted to know more about it. And so Jesus gave the disciples this model. And that's all it is. It's a model. It's not a ritual, or it's not a sort of thing they have to say verse by verse, but it's a model, and we're trying to teach them that model. For some of your kids, this may be a little bit review for them. Maybe they have a dynamic prayer life, but for a lot of your students, they don't have this guide, this hook, this template to seek God in a prayer that's focused and concentrated. And so that's what we're helping them do. You'll walk them through the different headings, the different categories of this prayer. And then the cool thing is, if you have time in your session or in your weekend, is that they actually can model this. They can go out on their own using their student workbooks, and they can actually model this time of prayer in a personal way. And then we've given you the tools to be able to gather them back together and then unpack it, to go back through it, ask them their experience, ask them what it was like. And then encourage your students to keep their student books long after this weekend, so that they can go back in and use this prayer guide as a way to communicate to God. So that's your main goal, is to help your kids apply this model of prayer that Jesus gave his disciples. I hope it'll be a great small group for you. We're praying for you. Know it'll be a dynamic time with your students. And I'll see you back for teacher prep video for Paul's Session 3.